Hey Queen Bays, let's get straight to it. Welcome to the second half of the fall season of the Drop the Aspire Night podcast. At the beginning of this season, the episodes were focused on our theme for this season, which is from royally effed to royally fairest. I interviewed guests who shared the moments when they were in a really bad place, their royally effed moments, and how they overcame those moments to be in the fairest and fabulous space that they are in today. I share those stories because I feel like too many times when we as women get into bad situations in our lives or careers or our relationships, sometimes it's hard to see a way out or to see what the other side looks like or to see that the other side could be something better than the current moment. And then as some of the women or some of the guests have mentioned, even when you get to the other side, it's still going to take work to continue to be in your fairest and fabulous self. So I hope that their stories inspired you in whatever moment that you're currently in your life. Now we're getting into the last half of the season where we talk about goals that you can take to get to your next level. I truly believe that each and every woman should have goals in their life, whether it's a goal of doing less and slowing down or doing more to get to your next level. You always should know what goals you're currently working on in your life. But in this moment, I wanted to share with you a different type of goal, which is Royal Goals, which is an acronym that I came up with to represent the types of goals that will push us closer to being the true queens of our lives. Now, Royal stands for Real, Original, Yours, Ambitious, and Levitating. And Royal Goals are a step up from SMART goals. And don't get me wrong, I love SMART goals. I've used SMART goals. I still have SMART goals, but it's something about that attainable and realistic nature of SMART goals that rubs me the wrong way when we're going after something larger in life. To explain it, I'll take it back and then I'll bring it forward. Imagine if we lived in a world where Harriet Tubman decided that she was going to do SMART goals. She was born a slave, she experienced hypersomnia, and she was a woman. What if in 1849 someone had said, Harriet, you gotta be smart. There's no way that you're gonna make it all the way to Philadelphia in your condition. It's just not happening. And what did she do? She made it happen. And it was so unrealistic for a woman to do this that they thought all along that it was a man. And they started calling her Moses. Because only a man could do something so bold. Only a man could travel that length. Only a man would traipse back and be ambitious enough to think that he could do it again and again and take more slaves to freedom. Okay? That right there was a royal woman, because I can almost imagine how she felt when she accomplished that goal, which is the real and royal, going after something that ignites your senses and makes you feel something inside. That's the ambition in royal that makes you believe that you can have the audacity to dream it and to make it happen. Let's roll forward to the early 1900s. Madame C.J. Walker. That woman had the audacity to believe that she could build a business and believe that she could take other African American women along for the ride. And oh, by the way, that she could have a conference for women entrepreneurs and tell them that they could do more in their lives, more in their communities, and more for the greater good of the world. Imagine that in the early 1900s. Imagine if someone had said, Sarah, be smart. You were born to slaves. You might have been born free, but you better be realistic about what you can do in this world as a Black woman. Don't let smart keep you from being a millionaire is all I have to say about that. Okay, let's bring it a little closer to today. Imagine if someone had said, Oprah, girl, be realistic. Why would you think that it's attainable to beat the ratings of the Phil Donahue show? Girl, bye. Be smart. If y'all can't catch my sarcasm because this is a podcast and you can't see the looks on my face as I'm saying these things, then just know I'm being sarcastic as fuck. Okay? All these women that I just mentioned were hella royal, hella ambitious, hella doing things their own way, and beyond smart. And that's what I mean by royal. SMART goals has its place, but royal goals takes you further. And in this episode, before I get into the interviews for the rest of the season with the women who have gone after goals that represent one or more of these traits, I wanted to break down what royal goals means. Let's start with the R in royal, which stands for real. Going after real goals for me means going after a goal that ignites one or more of your senses. It's a goal that when you think about it, you feel it on the inside of you. It's a goal where you can close your eyes and see it. It's a goal where you can reach out your hand and touch it. It's a goal that wakes your body up when you think about it. And imagine when you accomplish that goal and embody it. It's a feeling out of this world. And that's the real. O is for original. And original goals are goals that are outside of the box. It's done by the type of people who are leaders and trendsetters. They can see a way that something has already been done or has always been done, and they are of original thought and action, where they're like, okay, but here's a different way, or a better way, or a way that makes more sense. But it was only possible because they decided that they don't have to follow what's deemed normal conventions. I talked to a few people like this in this season who have flipped the script on things like the approach for women in health, or what does the definition of a yogi even look like. You'll hear about their stories in some upcoming episodes, so I won't give it all away. Let's talk about the why for yours. I stuck this in here because a lot of times there are people in this world who are only going after things because it's what someone else wanted for them. They have no passion, no real intention, and no drive for the goals that they're going after, and they're only doing it to appease someone else's desire for their lives. Those goals suck. So go after goals that are yours, not goals that are your parents, not goals that are your spouses, not goals that are your friends. Go after goals that you want, even when nobody else understands it or understands why. They don't have to. That's why they're your goals. You have to say so in what your life looks like and in what you want to go after. So stop wasting time on other people's dreams for you. Dream your own dreams and go do that. It'll feel much better. So much better. All right, it's time for the A, which is ambitious. And sometimes ambition gets a bad rap, especially among women. Where others are seen as confident and strong, ambitious women are seen as aggressive and arrogant. According to a 2020 Business Insider article, only about 1/3 out of 3,000 women are comfortable using the word ambitious to describe themselves, even though they identify themselves as ambitious. The other women were more comfortable using the term motivated. Bump that. If you want to make something happen in your life or your career or your business, you are going to have to exercise your right to ambition. And ambitious goals open up a world to us that we've never thought possible when we are held to keeping it attainable and realistic. Tell that to the woman who dreams of being a CEO in a company with a 25-year plus history of only having a white man ever sit in that seat. Tell that to the woman who dreams of building a multi-million-dollar business when nobody in her immediate surroundings has ever seen a 6-figure year. We have to get a little bit ambitious when reality tells us that there is nobody who looks like us in the seats that we want to be in. Let me say that again. When reality tells us that there is nobody who looks like us that has ever been in the seat that we want to be in, we have to be a little bit ambitious to dream it and even more ambitious to go after it. Girl, don't get smart, get royal. And last but not least, there is the L, which stands for levitating, because let's face it, we have to have some goals in our lives that are going to take us to our next level. And I want that for each and every one of you that are listening to this podcast. I want you to be the queen of your lives. The time to set smart goals are done. Well, let me back it up a little bit. We do have to take smart action when it comes to our goals, but I want you to get royal before you get smart. Don't let smart put you in a box that is smaller than your dreams. So quick recap. Royal goals mean goals that are real, original, yours, ambitious, and levitating. And we are going to explore that with some women for this half of the podcast season who have gone after these types of goals in their lives. Look out for new episodes every Wednesday from now until I think it's about mid-January. And then we'll take our winter break in January. And now it's time for the quote of the podcast so that I don't keep you away from another episode. So that's a hint. There is another episode that is being published right now along with this episode. So you get a 2-for-1. You're welcome. The quote of the podcast this week is, "He who reigns within himself and rules passions, desires, and fears is more than a king," by John Milton. Who can guess what the twist of the podcast is, right? It should be pretty obvious. She who reigns within herself and rules passions, desires, and fears is more than a queen. And I believe that you are more than a queen. I'll talk to you in the next episode. You have been listening to another episode of Drop the Aspiring Act. If you're looking for more information on this podcast and other episodes, please visit queenbaegoals.com. That's QueenBaeGoals.com. All right, y'all. I'll see you in the next podcast.